This is my Emerson UBR Commander. It's one of the largest knives made by Emerson, and I think it's one of the most expensive knives made by Emerson. Now, I don't know how much some of their custom knives go for, but this was a $400 production knife, I guess you could say. And $400 is a lot of money. It's only $100 away from the price of a Glock. But the UBR Commander only comes with the stainless steel blade. You can get it with a serrated edge or non-serrated. I wanted mine serrated. And basically I'm going to be using this knife for an outdoor survival knife and an everyday carry knife. Now, I know some people can argue it's not the best knife for an outdoor survival knife because it's not a fixed blade, but Emerson is such top-notch. You know, they're so high quality that I don't feel I have to worry about this mechanism in here failing or breaking. So I feel I could trust my life with this knife. And I will attach a separate video how to open this knife with the Emerson Wave feature. I was having some trouble at first, but once you get the hang of this, it's no problem at all. The Emerson Super Karambit is still a lot easier to deploy, only because of the way it's designed. But this is a sweet knife. I don't have a lot of knives. This is my second knife, but I figured if I was to get a knife, I wanted a really awesome knife, super high quality, and that's what I think this Emerson UBR Commander is. So let me go ahead and give you a size comparison with this knife to my new gun, and then I'll talk a little bit about my new gun. This is a Glock 19. No big deal. I bought it brand new. I chose to go with the Generation 3 over the Generation 4 simply because I felt the 9mm doesn't really need the new heavy-duty recoil spring. And I still really admire the look and feel of the Gen 3s. But I am getting a Glock 23 sometime soon, and when I get the 23, I'll get that in Gen 4, because the 40 Smith & Wesson round should definitely be affected by that recoil system they got in there. So I'm definitely going to get a Glock 23 Gen 4. And I really want to get a Glock 30, but I don't know when they're going to be coming out with the Gen 4s, and with my luck I would buy the Glock 30 and the next day I would find a Gen 4 at the store. So for the Glock 30 I'll wait for the Gen 4, and I don't know if they're going to make a Gen 4 Glock 20 or a 29, so I might just go out and buy a 29 because they have one at the store brand new. It's Gen 3, but I'm not sure if they're going to be doing the 10mm in Gen 4. I hope to God they are, though. I've heard some people tell me that they are in fact making the 10mm Gen 4s, but I haven't seen any actual confirmation from Glock. So I'm just keeping my fingers crossed, hoping that they're going to continue making the 10mm, because not a lot of people make 10mm. And I think Glock has one of the best platforms for the 10mm. But besides from Glock, you're only looking at like 1911s for a 10mm, unless you could find some of the early Smith & Wesson 1006s that were chambered in 10mm. But I would probably rather a 1911 over one of those Smith & Wessons. But I wanted a 19. I've never owned a 19. I've had every gun, every Glock basically there is besides a Glock 19. I've had a Glock 17, 23s, 22s, and I really wanted another 9mm because the only other 9mm I have is my Browning High Power, and my Browning High Power is in such good shape that I just don't want to shoot it because I don't want to scratch it up or make it ugly. So I wanted a really good 9mm that I could abuse, and not really abuse, but not have to baby as much as some of my other guns. And with Glocks, you don't need to clean them right away, and you could neglect them and they'll function just fine. Now, I'm not really going to neglect this gun that bad. I would never do some of the tests that other people do, like sticking this gun in the dirt or underwater. But when I say neglect, I might just shoot a couple hundred rounds through it and go a week or two without cleaning it. But I think you could do that and get away with that with Glocks. But I would never do that with any of my revolvers or my 1911. That's just me personally. But I also wanted a 9mm because how affordable they are to shoot. I'm not a big fan of the 22 caliber because if I was to buy a 22 caliber handgun, it's pointless because it's a designated target gun. I wanted this to be a target gun and also to be a combat pistol, maybe a concealed carry pistol, and it's like an all-in-one gun. I could do so many different things with this thing. I could carry it with me. I know the 9mm is not the best for self-defense, but you know, if you have enough magazines and you have the right ammo, it'll just do just fine. But you know, $200 for 1,000 rounds of American Eagle, that's a great deal. That's like probably the #1 reason I wanted a Glock 19, is because I want to shoot it all the time. Now, I actually went and ordered some aftermarket parts for this Glock. I've never put any aftermarket parts in any of my Glocks. I've never put a steel guide rod spring in, or the 3.5 pound connector, and I didn't go crazy. That's all I ordered for this gun, is the guide rod spring, or the guide rod and the connector. And I really don't think the steel guide rods are that necessary, but I saw a video on YouTube of somebody torture testing the Glock 19, and they shoot 1,000 rounds through it non-stop as fast as they can, and once they get close to 1,000 rounds, the guide rod gets so hot it melts and shoots out of the gun. Even without the guide rod, the Glock still shot. So I thought that was awesome. So just in case, you never know, if I ever had to shoot 1,000 rounds non-stop, I guess it's better to have the stainless steel one than the polymer. The 3.5 pound trigger connector, I'm getting that simply because I want this to be like my target gun. And with the light trigger, I think it should be a lot of fun. But yeah, like, I don't think 22s serve that much of a purpose other than target, maybe training somebody who's young, because there's so little recoil on the 22. I don't think it's that good to train with. You know, everybody flinches and everybody anticipates the recoil every now and then, whether you want to admit it or not. Hickok even flinches, and seldomly, but you'll see him admit it when he does. But you know, with the 9mm, it'll be a lot better, I think, to practice with than a 22, because of the fact that it does have some recoil and shit like that. But yeah, like I said, I went with the Gen 3 just because I didn't think the 9mm needed the recoil spring. But I'm still getting a Glock Gen 4 23 any day now. And I just really love the size of these compact Glocks. I think it's my favorite size Glock. And I'll probably throw some night sights on this baby. But that's it. I didn't want to really make a separate video on the Glock 19 because everybody knows what the Glock 19 is. So that's why I thought I would throw in my Uber Commander with the Glock 19 video. Kill two birds with one stone. And when I get the aftermarket parts for this gun, I'll maybe make a video of me installing it, and that should be interesting because I'm an idiot. So if I can install the trigger connector, anybody can. And I've never taken a Glock apart completely, so it'll be interesting. So here's my knife, the Uber Commander. Very expensive, but I feel it was worth it. I love Emerson knives. And I might buy a couple more Emersons, but for now I'm content. I still love my Super Karambit. And this knife is just sweet. Alright, so I think I covered everything I wanted to. The one video I put up last night, I wasn't sure if I should do it. You know, the one I put about the, it's kind of a rant about what's going on with this country, but, you know, there's just some things out there that get me so upset I feel I have to talk to somebody about it. And one of the things that's been going on is this whole bullshit plot against how, like, the Iranians were trying to kill one of our ambassadors. God, I feel sorry for the stupid assholes that believe that shit. Anyone could tell it's just Obama's way of getting out of trouble for the whole indictments being handed down for the, you know, the handing over the guns to the Mexican cartels. So it's just bullshit. You know, I'm so sick of this shit. All the politicians trying to play games and think they could outsmart us, but it just gets me so fed up. You know, I feel like there's nothing we could do. We just got to let these evil assholes have their way with the country. And I don't know. I try to always stay positive about things, but I don't know, guys. This whole country right now and how stupid Obama is, and anyone who supports Obama, they just have no brain whatsoever. And there's way more of these stupid, and this whole Herman Cain election going on right now, it's the Republicans' way of trying to get the black vote, because, you know, they don't have any black support really, and they think if they get Herman Cain, a black guy, that he's the perfect puppet and he should get a lot of votes from the youth and the blacks. So it's just so fucked up that our country votes that way. You vote for who you think is cool instead of who is right. So I'm not going to turn this video into a rant. I just want to show you guys my guns. So thanks for watching. I'm almost at 200 subs, and that's awesome. So thanks for all the support, and keep watching.